everybody, and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and this is, of course, your big watch-along for Liverpool against Man City in what is the game of the season so far. There's no doubt about it. The winner takes it all, probably not, but I think if Man City were to win this game, you'd have to say they're strong, firm favourites to win the title. They've got a strong team out, a very, very strong team out. Liverpool, not so much so, if we're being completely honest. But it's at Anfield. I think they've got to get at them. We'll talk about that as well. They've got to get at them. Got to get at them. Can't be allowing Man City to dominate the referee. Can't be allowing Man City to, dictate the play. Can't be allowing Pep Guardiola and his nicey nice approach. They've got to get at them. I want to see tackles. I want to see tenacity. I want to see a crowd that's up for it. They've got to get at them, because otherwise I just think Man City will pick them off. They're so experienced. But Liverpool fans tell us that the Anfield crowd can be the defining factor, and I think it's got to be the defining factor here today. Let's have a quick look at the team news. As you can see, this is the Liverpool team, and Kelleher in goal, no Alisson. Bradley at right back, no Trent. Kwanzaa at centre back, no Konate. Van Dijk at centre back. Gomez at left back, no Robertson. Straight away, four of it's a weakened back four. Midfield's looking better. Szoboszlai, Endo, and McAllister. I think the midfield's looking good. Elliott, no Salah, Nunez, and Diaz. So there's holes in that Liverpool team, of course. Salah is on the bench. Robertson is on the bench. Gakpo's on the bench as well. But there's not a lot on the bench. There's a lot of kids on there, as we know. And then you contrast that with Man City. Ederson, Walker, Akanji, Aki, Stones, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Foden, Alvarez, Haaland. And then bench, Diaz, Kovacic, Doku, Vardiel, Nunez, Bob, Lewis, Ortega, Gomez. They've got a stronger situation going on with them, Liverpool, at the moment. I don't know what the situation is with Andy Robertson. I always think it's weird when you have a defender that's on the bench, because you're unlikely, a defender is the sort of player that you either start them or they're not able to play. And I don't know what the situation is with Robertson, because big player for them, not able to start. It's going to be a real challenge for Liverpool today. And I do think it's a bit of a shame, really, because the season is a long season, and when you play these big games, you want to play. Sorry, it's a bit of chocolate. I knew it was chocolate. You don't want to take that gamble in life. Is it chocolate, or could it be something more sinister? Oh, it's chocolate. I think that, it's like when Arsenal play at the Etihad in a couple of weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if like Saliba and Rice were out or suspended. You want to go against Man City with your best team. Liverpool will not be able to do that. So I think you've got to put City as the favourites. Yeah, definitely. Panini King says there's no way we're winning against City because of the injuries we've got. If you split Man City in two teams like at the schoolyard, you would have two top five teams, says Lesnide. Scott says 5-1 City. That defence and goalkeeper not good enough for Liverpool. It's a very difficult game for Liverpool today. There's no doubt about it. And that's what I mean about they've got to get at them. They've got to go for it. And I don't mean like go for it in the sense of open up, by the way. I mean, I don't know how Klopp's going to play. I personally think the way to beat Man City is to be compact and have a threat when you've got the ball. It's Anfield, it's Jurgen Klopp. I don't necessarily think they're going to sit and counter. But it's going to be intriguing in that sense, because will Liverpool just play the high line and press up the pitch? Very, very interesting to see. The fact that Mo Salah's on the bench as well is huge. Look, I'm a Man United fan. I don't really like Liverpool, obviously, but even I, in the title race, have become quite excited by it. And I think that, I do feel that this is not a true representation of what Liverpool are at the moment. And they've just got to go out there and try and get what they can from this game. I mean, I want a draw. I want a draw. That to me is the result I want. But I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them to do that. What I do not want under no circumstance is I do not want to see some stupid Michael Oliver VAR, decision that, goes towards City. I've seen enough of those this season, and I just want to see a game of football that's played out as a game of football. But there's an ominous feeling to Man City. They've sort of come back in recent weeks, and it's interesting how it could work out. But I've got to say, City are favourites. They've been here before. They've done it before. What's this? Lovely stuff. Okay. Sorry, I thought I'd read an interesting comment. It wasn't that interesting. We need to get behind Arsenal, says Adil. Well, I think that's why Man City dropping points is so important today. I mean, if you want Arsenal to win the league, and as a United fan, they're the lesser of the three. You want Man City to drop points, and you want that to do. Murtaza says, response to United We Stand article. 7 o'clock on United Stand, mate. The truth will out. Don't worry about that. 7 o'clock on the United Stand if you're interested in why Goldbridge is trending on Twitter and this bullshit article that's been put out there. 7 o'clock on United Stand. But we're here to talk about Liverpool against Man City. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe to That's Football. Everybody's welcome on here. Doesn't matter who you support. We're only 100 subscribers away from 117,000. So get involved. It's going to be a big old stream. And as you can see, big shout out. You know the rules. You might not know the rules, but we're sponsored by Manscaped. Trim your grass to make your yard look bigger. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the lawnmower. I'm talking about precision engineering for your family jewels. I'm talking about the lawnmower. Get it down there, clear it all about with the lawnmower, and everything will look a lot bigger. Check it out with Manscaped. They've also got the weed whacker for up your nose. They've got the handyman if you like a clean shave all the way around. And this is my favourite. They've got the beard trimmer with 11 different lengths on it. The power on that, it's a quick shave as well. Get up there. Love it stuff. Manscaped, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code FOOTY. Exclusively for you. Delivered worldwide. Get on it with Manscaped. Absolutely fantastic products. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Big shout out to Manscaped. Get yours delivered today. Roger says, this has got an escape to victory feel with such a crooked squad. A lot of 115s in the chat. Chick says, do I get a refund if it doesn't get bigger after the trim? I don't think it's I don't think it's like a guarantee, mate. But basically, let me put it like this. If there's a tree in your garden and there's a load of bushes around it, and you take the bushes out, the tree looks bigger because it's not covered at the bottom by bushes. So it's an impossibility, dependent on the bush size, that it won't look bigger. Trim the grass, make the yard look bigger. Anyway, Mark, prove that you're not 5'7", says Alan. This is happening this week. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at GoldbridgeMark or TikTok. It's going up on there. I'll probably put it on Twitter as well. I've got my tape measure. I'm at the podcast studio this week. I've got witnesses. We're going to film this at 6 foot from top to bottom, and then we're going to stand me next to it, and we're going to sit down all the people who think I'm under 6 foot. Once and for all, it's happening this week. There you go. We need a live demo, says Kieran White. I think they want it about the Manscaped stuff. I'm doing the height. City won't get 5 past Kelleher. Since Alisson got injured, he's done a really good job, says Naha. I think he's done all right. I do. I think Kelleher's done all right. I think he's made some big saves as well. But I think the big intrigue... Normally, you sit talking about a game of football and you predict how it's going to pan out, don't you? And I'm really excited about this game. And I just want to just give you a few... That's football. This is not the United stand. 6 foot with stilettos. Haha, J-Mug, go fuck yourself. I'm only joking. But look, seriously, I want to just put a few disclaimers out here, because I suspect there might be a few other fans who feel like this. I support Manchester United. I don't like Man City, and I don't like Liverpool. It's the rules, right? It's the rules. And Liverpool don't like Man United. And it's the rules. And Man City don't like Man United. It's the rules. In this game, I'm going to get very animated, right? It's not because I support Man City and it's not because I support Liverpool. In this game, I want Arsenal to win the league. I do not want Man City to win the league. I do not want Liverpool to win the league. But I really don't want Man City to win the league. 4 in a row, 1-1-5, whatever. So when decisions go Man City's way and I start going, the referee's a wanker and all this, it's the Arsenal thing. I want Man City to drop points because I want Arsenal to finish above them. So, yeah. I'm just going to do a disclaimer because people are going to be going, why is Goldbridge back in Liverpool? It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And I just don't want Man City to win. I want a draw. That's what I want. But I actually think for a draw, Liverpool need to be scoring first. Because I think Man City will always score. Omar says, I just think Liverpool have got to play their game. Well, I think this is the next big thing for me. How does this game play out? How do you think that this game plays out? We've got 10,000 people watching already, by the way. It's not even, we're 20 minutes away from the start of the game. Absolute legends. Make sure you subscribe and share the video. You can do that by clicking the share button. Get your comments in as well. I think, well, let me know what your thoughts are. Mark, what is 115, says Sebastian. First super chat of the afternoon. Thank you very much. You can do that through the $sign, of course. Does someone want to tell Sebastian what the 115 is? I wish it was something more funnier than this, but basically Man City have been charged with 115 offences of what many would say is cheating. So when they try and give it the big one about how good they are, you just give them 3 numbers, 115. What's your favourite pub sport, Mark, says Kenzie? Pool. But I think the way this game plays out is really interesting to me because I've watched Man City quite a lot recently. And I've seen Man United there last week. I've seen Brentford there, Everton there, Chelsea there. Every one of them at the Etihad has done the right thing. They've gone compact and narrow and countered. And at times, Man City have struggled to break them down. This is at Anfield and it's Klopp. I can't imagine they're going to do that. And part of me thinks Klopp could do that and get the point. I think Liverpool could sit deep and compact and counter and get a point. But it's a testament to the guy and what he's about that I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think they will go and try and play the way that he coaches his team to play for the last however many years he's been at Liverpool. So I think they will go toe-to-toe with them. And that's why the crowd's really important. Because if the crowd goes toe-to-toe with the team as well, Man City could struggle. Because no one ever really gets at Man City. They're not used to that. So, interesting. Interesting how the game's actually going to get played out. My assumption is Liverpool will go for it. My assumption is Van Dijk will push that line high. But it's difficult, isn't it? Because if the ball goes over the top to Haaland, it's not Alisson there. It's Kelleher there. If the ball gets pinged out to the right wing, it's not Salah, it's Elliott. At fullback, it's not Trent and Robertson, it's Bradley and Gomez. So they've got holes in their team. And I will say this. Many Man United fans will say, well, how can Klopp win with all the injuries he's got, but Ten Hag can't? Jurgen Klopp's been at Liverpool for, what? I don't even know how many years he's been there. Is it 8 years? He's built that club from top to bottom. Every player he's bought, every young player he's promoted. He plays the way he wants to play. And that's why they can do well when they have injuries. But that's not an excuse for today. They've got no Mo Salah, they've got no Trent, they've got no Konate, they've got no Alisson, and they've got no Robertson. It's not just 5 players out. That's 5 key players. All right, Konate's not as key as Van Dijk. You could drop him out. But Robertson, Trent, Alisson and Salah, they're 4 key players. And also, they're 4 experienced players. you know, Endo, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Nunez, Diaz, they've not won a Champions League or a Premier League. Robertson, Trent, Alisson, Salah have. So it's not just that. They're key players, but they're experienced players as well. So it's a massive, massive loss for Liverpool. And they can do it, but you can't come into this game and say that it's not a massive game for them to do it. It is. Hi Mark, I love the channel. What are your thoughts on Edwards returning to Liverpool and Hughes as sporting director? I mean, Silv, I don't know, because I know what goes on at United. I can tell you about Ashworth. I can tell you about Barada and Murta and Woodward and Richard Arnold. But at Liverpool, I don't really know much about how you run your club because it's your club. So I don't know whether... I presume this is a good thing because he's done well before, but I don't know. Sometimes you need hungry young players that need to prove themselves as well, says FJ. Oh, I'm not writing Liverpool off. That's not what I'm doing. I'm taking... Look, I don't know whether this is just luck or it's something else, but why is it that Liverpool have got so many injuries and Chelsea and Manchester United and Newcastle and Man City haven't? Why have Man City not got loads of injuries? They won a treble last year. Most of their players went to the World Cup. They were on tour, not in the UK, in August and July. And this season they've played loads of games. Why have they not had loads of injuries? What are they doing that no one else is doing? Steroids, says Dal. Well, I know. I mean, that's not what I meant. But they're either very, very lucky or they're doing something no one else is doing around sports conditioning. Because Liverpool have got all these injuries because they're playing a lot of games. Man United and Newcastle have got a lot of injuries because last season they were playing so many games. But Chelsea, I don't know why they're getting so many injuries. But I sort of agree with Di. I think it's luck. I think they're just lucky. They rotate properly, says Jacob. I don't know. I think Klopp's very good at rotation. You know, I've seen a lot of Liverpool over the last few years, and I think Klopp's very good at rotation. Squad depth helps, exactly. I think squad depth's a big thing. But Man City to be in this position at this stage of the league is incredible. It really is. Has anybody watched The Gentleman, by the way, on Netflix? Did you think it was any good? I liked the film. I just haven't watched the series. Man City are doping. Pep was fined in his first season. Irma, I hope Pep's not watching because you'll get sued for that. Spurs 1 game in hand on us. Not looking good, says Grace. Who do you support, Grace? Is that United or Villa point of view? Thank you very much for the super chats that are coming in, by the way. We've got nearly 14,000 watching and we've not even started yet. You're absolute legends. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 10 subscribers away from 117,000. And please share the video, get involved. It's going to be big. As I said, I've dropped a few warnings. I'm going to be very animated in this game because for me, this is not Liverpool against Man City. It is, but it's also about this league table as well. It's not just about Liverpool against Man City. It's about the title race. Look, I'm not a fan. I wouldn't go that far, but I want Arsenal to win the league. So this is about if Man City win, they're top. If Man City lose, Arsenal are top. If Man City draw, Arsenal are top. So I want a draw, or I probably want a Man City loss, actually. Actually, have I just figured something else live on air? I want Liverpool to win. I want Liverpool to win more than Man City. I do. I'd rather Man City win the league than Liverpool, but there's more chance of Arsenal winning the league if Liverpool win. So right here, right now, I would want a Liverpool win over a Man City win. I want a draw over everything, but I just think Man City are the best team. So the more points they drop, the better. What makes me despise City more than any other club is the way they play around the ref. Always crowd him and always try to make nearly fouls, says Bart. You know what this is? I'll stay silent, but I'll give you the answer. This is a Man City player when there's any hint of winning a free kick. Normal. All of them, about 10 of them. That's what they do. They run. I was watching the Everton game when they got that handball. It's almost coordinated. I don't know whether Pep gets them on the training ground to practice it. But when the handball happened at Goodison, 3 of them run towards the ref, and 3 of them go in different directions. One's going to the opposite corner flag. The other one's going the other way. The other one's going towards the bench. It's almost like if you go off in a different direction screaming, the acoustics of the stadium will whir it around. It's like tactical running around. Like 3 or 4 will go towards the ref, and the other 3 or 4 will go to the different corners of the pitch. Watch it today. They don't all go to the referee. Some of them go running off in a different direction. It's like they're going to take flight as well. They're like this, flapping. I've got myself excited there. I'm a United fan since 2001 and I hate Arsenal, says Grace. Okay. Rotunda saw The Gentleman on Netflix and loved it. Thank you very much. They practice it in training. Yeah. Oh, God, I've just seen that Aguero moment. Stick it up your arse. JJJ says, I know what it is, Mark. We hate Liverpool as Man United fans, but we can at least respect them as rivals. With City, I just despise their entire existence. You know what it is? It's an interesting point here. I've had many a pint with Liverpool fans throughout my life. Some of my friends are Liverpool fans. Living in Ireland, you're either a Man United fan or a Liverpool fan. So, you know, you work with people who end up being Liverpool fans and you go for a drink with them and stuff. But there is no love lost. It is a rivalry that it's the biggest rivalry. But there's a thin line between love and hate. And in the right circumstances, you can sit there and go, there are similarities. You've got great history. We've got great history. You know, both clubs have had tragedies as well. The area of the world that the clubs are in as well, geographically. The passion from the fans towards their clubs. I think respect is too big a word, Jay. But it is respect. I just don't think we want to concede on either side that it's respect. But both clubs are quite paralleled, really. And that's why the rivalry is so big and bitter. But the Man City one, as we know, it's just a bit manufactured, isn't it? It's a bit manufactured. But I would rather Man City win the league than Liverpool because it won't bother me as much. Like, Man City is just manufactured, whereas Liverpool is a genuine rivalry. I grew up absolutely despising. You know, there used to be... it's like reverse marketing, isn't it? We never bought paints from Crown Paints, and we never bought Candy electrical appliances. Just didn't want to go anywhere near it. Carlsberg can get in the bin as well. Like, just not interested. You know, Standard Charter. I don't know what they even know what they do, but I don't want it. It's just like get away from me. But the Liverpool Crown Paints and Candy Tops in the 80s. The late 80s, early 90s, whatever. Yeah, get in the bin. Absolutely not interested. Transitional teams get injuries, covering large distances quickly with little rotation, and so many games kills players. Same with United and Spurs, says Blicky94. Thank you very much for your super chats that are coming in. David says you're bitter. Well, we're all bitter. I mean, I think it's such a non-comment to call people bitter who are football fans. We're all bitter. Are Aston Villa fans not bitter right now that they've been beaten by Spurs? Would Arsenal not have been bitter last night if they've drawn with Brentford? I mean, is that not what competitive sport is? I love that sort of comment. Oh, you're so bitter. You're so jealous. Well, of course I bloody am. What's the point in competitive sport if you're not going to be bitter and jealous if you lose or draw? It's competition, mate. That's what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. Players are in the dugout. They're not in the dugout. They won't fit. They're in the tunnel here. I fucking hate City. I hate City. But then the Liverpool players walk out and I don't feel much better. Massive. Absolutely massive game. I'm going to go with a City win. But look, hopefully I'm using every bit of jinx power I've ever had. one thing you know about those Liverpool players, they're going to give absolutely everything for the manager, and they're playing within the manager's blueprint. You know the plastic Liverpool fans, because they're the ones wanting Everton to go down. When anyone does that, I know they haven't set foot in Anfield to dance 1-2-1-1. Yeah, you know what? I there was probably, I've always said this. I mean, you can do it for the banter, but I would never want to see Liverpool get relegated as a Man United fan, because I'd miss the games. I'd miss the fact that we played. I mean, they are the two best games of the season, Anfield and Old Trafford against Liverpool. It would be funny for about a couple of weeks, and then you'd realise we don't get to play them. Like, it's almost a step too far relegating your rival, isn't it? Because I do want to play them every year. Like that's always the benchmark as well. One player from today's game who you're taking for Man United, says Tyrone. Why do I only get one? Yeah, I don't know. If I had to take one, who am I taking? One player from Man City and one player from Liverpool. I think from Man City, it's got to be Rodri. It has to be Rodri. There's no two ways about it. They've got so many good players, and you know, Haaland's a good player, but he's no, you know, we've seen at Man United, it's not just about that. You need the service, of course. So yeah, I think that it would be Rodri for me, and then from Liverpool, probably Salah. It'd solve a lot of United problems, actually. Rodri and Salah in a United team would certainly help us out a lot. I mean, we do need centre-backs, but yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone who's tuning in. Love it. Massive game, of course. Please do subscribe. We're only 10 away from 117,000. Players are on the pitch. I'm excited about this one, and I think we're going to see an absolute cracking game. I just don't think it can be boring. I think there's just too much on it. I think every tackle's contested. Yeah, I think there's just way too much on it. I'm going to sneeze. Just it's called an excited sneeze, but yeah, I just think there's way too much on this game. Way too much. And I'm here for it. I hope you are as well. Here for it. Right, have I got my I've got my timer ready? Yes, yes, we're all good to go. There he is, smug as you like. Would you take Bowen from West Ham at United? Yeah, I would. Good player. Good question, though. Please make Jinx, East Jinx against City, says Salmon. Bless you, says Dan. Right, I'm ready to go on this now. Hope you are as well. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Manscaped. Get your orders in. Delivered worldwide, 20% off. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Big shout out to Manscaped, and we're ready to go here. Mark, if Kyle Walker didn't have pace, who would you take, Delo or Walker? I think Kyle Walker is... I think he's in the Championship without pace. You know, I really do. But it is an attribute. And quite rightly, people said to me, well, that's like saying taking off Van Dijk's aerial ability. But he has got a lot of other abilities. I don't say things normally without thinking. I think Kyle Walker without pace, I don't think he's that amazing. Whereas I think his whole game is based around pace, basically. He has got a good shot on him. He can tackle, but pace is the thing that's made him a player. Right, here we go. Get ready. Exciting, this one. Smash a like and subscribe. Players take a hug. I want a draw. I want a draw. That's what I want. But if we're going to have a draw, Liverpool are going to have to play well here. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for any... it's hard for Man United fans because our biggest rival's Liverpool and Man City are obviously our City rivals. So West Ham have apparently scored. I'll give you those updates in a minute. But look, watch this first 10 minutes. I can't see Liverpool sitting deep. I just can't see it. Every other team, Arsenal will do it when they go to the Etihad, will sit deep and look to counter. And it's a really good tactic. But I just don't think they'll do it. I think they're going to go for it. We'll see. We're off. There we go. Up and running. They've got to make it. They've got to keep that crowd going though. They've got to get the tackles in. They've got to play with intensity and confidence. Absolutely. There are other games going on. Burnley were 2-0 up against West Ham, but they're 2-2 now. Paqueta and Ings with the goals. Fofana and Mavropanos for Burnley. Oh, a mistake here straight away, but a good tackle. Liverpool just need to settle in here. And Brighton winning 1-0 with 5 minutes to go. An OG there against Nottingham Forest. Paul, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for your... get your badge in. Thanks very much for your support. Would you take Arteta over Ten Hag's as 4K? No. There's no point in taking any manager at Man United until there's a policy of removing players because you'll just be in the same position. Arteta wouldn't be able to do what he's done at Arsenal with the players that we've got. Oh, look at this by Man City, though, straight away. And Foden's in. Great tackle, though, by Van Dijk. He should have took that first time, Foden, actually. I don't know why he took a touch. Salah's on the bench, Jay, yes. It was good play by City there, actually. Little clever movement. And again, look at this. Oh, God, it's a terrible start by Liverpool, or it's a good start by Man City, and it's a shot by Alvarez, and it's a good save by Kelleher. Just pinging the ball around very quickly at the moment. De Bruyne being that orchestra. Bernardo Silva, so many good players, you know, the Alvarezes, the Bernardo Silvas, the De Bruynes, the Fodens. It's just got so many good players. Stones can step in there as well. Rodri, yeah. Nate's a Villa fan and deflated. I think what City are doing really well at the moment is they're just getting the ball in quickly through the Liverpool press and then just pinging one or two passes and finding the space. I mean, Liverpool trying to press high up the pitch here. Look, they've got 6 players engaged in it. But Man City is sort of spreading the pitch here and just playing through it. It's going to go straight through to Edison. And again, look, bit of space for Alvarez down the left-hand side. I mean, Harvey Elliott and Bradley down the right-hand side. It ain't Salah and Trent, is it? De Bruyne's cross. That's going to go wide. Yeah, this first few minutes is City, and you just don't want this. You don't want this because you want the crowd bubbling. You want the crowd, you know, intimidating, and it's difficult for that when Man City are starting like this. Apparently West Ham haven't scored. No, it's still 2-1 to Burnley. It wasn't given. Sorry, I must have caught that at the wrong time. It's still 2-1 to Burnley. That'd be a big result for Burnley if they beat West Ham. Kevin Carter says he's loving this from Liverpool so far. Well, they need to try and get a bit of the ball. Darwin Nunez playing a flick there, which... Just keep the ball, mate. Keep a bit of possession. What a ball that is by Edison. It didn't look like it was going to be a good ball, and then Endo does well. And there's a foul. Who would you want to win the Premier League? City, Arsenal or Liverpool, says Leaker. Easily, as a United fan, you've got to go Arsenal, haven't you? I mean, I don't love Arsenal, but they're least offensive of the three. Although the rivalry with Arsenal in the late 90s was the biggest rivalry, to be fair. But right now, they'd be third. Also with Arsenal, I mean, it's not the same as what Pep's built, is it? It's a little bit more... I know Arteta absolutely idolises Pep, but what he's built at Arsenal is a lot harder because he hasn't had that open checkbook, has he? City pressing really well here. That's going to be offside. Nunez just needs to switch on a little bit here. He's a bit of a slow start, but Harvey Elliott, good tackle by Rodri. Interception again. City are definitely focused and attentive to any little mistake from Liverpool at the moment. Bowen's not had an assist from what I can see, no. Manchester. It is 2-2 now, though. Ings has equalised. 90+1. There you go. Kyle Walker and his pace, look. Nitro. Start, bench, sell this season, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, says Jay. I don't think City have been at their best this season. I think they're starting to look like it now. But Arsenal are playing really good stuff. It's hard, really, because I think they've all had their ups and downs. I don't think City have been at their best this season. So for me, oh, here we go. That's a bit of a lucky drop. Haaland into Alvarez, up against Kwanzaa, into De Bruyne. Little dink. Ooh, just over the bar. That's what I mean. City are doing really well at just picking up these balls and getting at Liverpool's back four. And that's because at the moment... Oh, that's not far off from De Bruyne as well. Look at this little dink. He goes definitely going for the shot, I think. Or maybe he's not. I think he might be going back post for Foden. I don't know what he's trying to do there, but good shot. City are winning the midfield battle at the moment. See again, second ball, Rodri's there, dominating, gets it into De Bruyne, and De Bruyne hits this. Kelleher just palms it out. But they're winning a lot of balls in the midfield area at the moment, Man City. Which is, well, you're up against probably the best midfield three in the world, I think. The balance of De Bruyne, Silva and Rodri is fantastic, but... it's actually the area of the pitch that for Liverpool isn't as weak as it could be. Foden's just gone past Gomez. Good cross. And Bradley puts it out for a corner. But yeah, but Liverpool with Endo, Szoboszlai and McAllister, it's not as weak as it maybe has been over recent weeks. But Marvin says the physicality of City is underrated. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. 21,000 of you already. And we've not even had a goal yet. Don't understand why people are against United stands. Well, tune in at 7 o'clock. They'll be getting their reply. Don't worry about that. But here we are. Corner for Man City. 10 minutes gone. They're good in the air. It's in on the back post. Oh, God. Liverpool get it away. Darwin Núñez, Bernardo Silva was strong, which is surprising because it was like Tyson Fury against Bilbo Baggins height-wise, but City have the ball. Who do I think will win the Premier League, says Moa. I mean, mate, look, Man City have to be favourites. They've done it before. They seem to be playing their best football in the last couple of weeks as well. So it looks well timed. The gap in quality and intensity between the top four and the rest of the league is absolutely light years apart, says Abraham. Thoughts on that, Mark? Says, well, I think we're at the business end of the season as well. Man City were dropping points in autumn. But I think at this time of the season, the gap always looks bigger because you don't really see Man City dropping points at home to Crystal Palace in March and April, do you? In any season. And I think it's just because once you hit this point, they're absolutely on it. Love the work you and the team put in, Mark. Don't let the haters get you down, says Solid Blake. Thank you very much, pal. So we've had 10 minutes here. It's certainly been more City. Oh, Kwanzaa there. I nearly ran into trouble. Liverpool do need a bit of an outball. They're a little bit... they're not making anything stick at the moment. Rodri's just so good, says Alex. Only 27 as well, apparently. West Ham got the goal re-given, says Ewan. God knows what's happened there then, because it is 2-2. Thanks for all your support, by the way. Appreciate it. Love to the community. Be a good show at 7 o'clock to all those people who are sending support and saying fuck the haters. Just tune in at 7. If people want to open the door, we'll show them what's inside. Happy to do that. But also very integrated into this game at the moment. Andonis says that Arsenal are going to boss City. My big concern with Arsenal is if they could play City now, what a great game it would be. But look at Liverpool playing City now. It's nowhere near their best team. What are the chances that Man City have no injuries between now and the Arsenal game, and then Arsenal end up with 3? Liverpool having a bit of the ball here. It's in 2 weeks. It's not. It's in 3, isn't it? Because it's 3 weeks today. Here's Bradley in a good position. Into the box. Does well. Good cross. Oh, back post. There was no one there. Probably the best bit of chance, apart from the De Bruyne. Get up. Núñez is... Oh, dear. Núñez is down, touching his hamstring. Oh, God. Surely not. Lovely play by Bradley. Up against Aki. Goes inside, goes outside, whips the cross into the back post. Núñez... I don't really know why Núñez goes for this, because he's nowhere near it. Is that one for the cameras where he's slid in? Oh, he slides into the post. Lovely play. That's Liverpool's best chance. Núñez is up again now. I still think the best chance of the game was that De Bruyne cross shot. I don't know whether it was a cross or a shot. I think it was a cross, but I think if he'd gone for the shot, he would have scored. But Liverpool just a good bit of possession here for Liverpool. They've not really had this in the first 10 minutes. So a bit of possession for them, get their confidence up. Can only be a good thing. Yeah, bit of ball. Jamal says, I feel that Liverpool are slowly getting into the game. They just need a bit of it. They need an out ball. Here's McAllister. Into Nunez. Oh, God, he nearly pinged a perfect ball into Diaz then. And again, this whole Kyle Walker thing, what a great player he is. The amount of space you get with Kyle Walker, he doesn't pick up the runner because he just relies on his pace. That's an interesting ball into Nunez. Oh, I think he was offside anyway. Offside. Time for a stretch. What? Ref! Stretch. It's been a long afternoon. Not really mentioned the Arsenal fans, actually. I presume there'll be a lot of Arsenal fans watching this game. Draw, definitely, isn't it? You're definitely going to want to draw. Lee Berman says, Kyle Walker would be at Southampton if he didn't have pace. Well, did you not hear Rio Ferdinand saying he's the best right back in the league? Oh, what a chance that was. Darwin Nunez. Cross came in from Diaz. And, I mean, it didn't look like a good chance the way he headed it. But he is unmarked. Close to the 6-yard box. Lovely play by Diaz. As it's behind him a little bit. Bit behind him. Zipper is not open. It's the beast is kept inside. Don't worry about that. I don't think that was a big chance for Nunez. It was good where he got it, but it was behind him a little bit. They're doing well, Liverpool, the last 5 minutes. Games, I mean, this could be a cracker because if the game's going to ebb and flow like this, Man City definitely had loads of the ball in the first 10 minutes. Last 5 minutes, it's been Liverpool. Candy says they're waking up a bit now. Yeah, you've got to keep the ball. You've got to keep hold of the ball against Man City because you never get tired. You don't get as tired when you've got the ball. Here's Foden, though. Alvarez into Foden. And good defending by Kwanzaa. He's done really well with the clearance there as well. Elliott's done well with the pass. Now Endo into McAllister. Oh, ref, come on! That's a yellow card, Kyle Walker. That's it. Why are you not giving a yellow? Oh, bottled it. Oliver bottling it again. That's a blatant yellow and he hasn't given it. Idiot. I mean, what game are we playing now? How's he not given a yellow card for that? They've got the ref in the pocket, says Jeff. I mean, it's just... I'll say this to Liverpool fans. You should not get any players booked now because that's the most yellow card. You can't give a yellow card now because there's nothing more than a yellow card than that tackle. He's late. Liverpool were on the attack. They're on the attack now. Offside. Offside on Nunez. Should it have been a yellow? Can we have a pot? Mate, well, you do it. I've said my piece. It's an absolute blatant yellow as far as I'm concerned. Nunez was offside there. His mum does his hair. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. 23,000 watching. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. I just can't understand why he's not given a yellow card there. I'm sorry. It's just there's no consistency. If that's Casemiro, it's probably a red. But there's something about Man City. Man City just don't get decisions against them very often. Terrible pass by Rodri. Diaz. Going to lose that. McAllister. Game's starting to open up a little bit, though. Here's Alvarez. Well, very good play by Bradley there. I can't stand City, Mark. Get Ollie Mears to make a Man City diss track, says M. Parker. Bad kick by Kelleher. Man City have not really had much of the ball in the last few minutes, but Bradley's having a good game. Oh, he's a bit unlucky there, and he's out of the game now. Well, Michael Oliver's made a rod for his own back now, because that was a yellow card for Kyle Walker, and I guarantee he's going to give a yellow card to somebody for a tackle similar very, very soon. And then it's like, well, where's the consistency again? I mean, wasn't Michael Oliver the guy that sent off Delo for 2 yellow cards as well? Josh says, do you think a yellow card should... do you think big games should affect refereeing decisions? I think a derby and a big game, I completely agree that you can referee it differently. I've always said that. You know, I don't want to see... When Liverpool play Man United, I don't want to see soft yellow cards. I want to see, you know, let a few go, let the game flow. But in that situation, well, it's just a yellow card. You've got to stop the play as well because it's a foul. So just give it. But we'll see when a Liverpool player commits a yellow card tackle, if he doesn't give a yellow card, fine. Jack says, who's winning, Mark? Give me a prediction. Well, I want to draw, but I still think Man City are the stronger team, so I'll stick with, not necessarily in the last 10 minutes, but when you look at the 2 lineups, they're still the stronger team. But fair play, Liverpool, 53% possession. Not many teams are going to do that to Man City. Apparently that was second foul for Kyle Walker as well. Here's Foden. They're trying to get Foden up against Gomez as much as possible, and you get the feeling that Pep has told Foden to try and run at him a bit as well. I swear Man City pays the PGMOL under the table with the amount of crap they get away with, says Mike. Here is Foden. Cross. I mean, mate, I know it's a Manchester derby and people would just say you're being biased, but that penalty they got in the Manchester derby on Rodri by Højlund, I've never seen a penalty given for that before or since. Liverpool with loads of injuries, Ange first year, and they still play quality football, says Zooting. Yeah, I'm not interested in your Ten Hag hate. We're watching the biggest game of the season, mate. 7 o'clock on United Stand. Good cross. Van Dijk does well. Arlene wants to talk about Ten Hag as well. Mate, I'm not being disrespectful because I love United. United stands at 7 o'clock. This is Liverpool against Man City in the biggest game of the season. I don't want to talk about Ten Hag, and I don't think most of the chat want to talk about Ten Hag. We're watching a really interesting game here. What are Liverpool doing? What are they doing here? John Stones has scored. Oh my God. It's got Trent Barcelona vibes at Anfield. What are they doing? They've just put it along the ground on the front post. That's a shocking goal to concede. It's clever from Man City. But well, they can't be going 1-0 down to this Man City side. It's an absolute kick in the nuts. And John Stones with the goal. But De Bruyne with the Trentism. What they're doing. Corner taken quickly. It's poor. Darwin Núñez loses him. It's from the training ground. Look, Nathan Ake takes McAllister away. In on the front post. And Pep took point straight away at probably the set piece bloke there. Jake says Kwanzaa looks class, comfortable and great passing. I mean, are we going to get one of those games that we've just seen at Villa Park where the away team just comes and takes it away? FIFA glitch goal, says Dave. You can't be cut. You can't be offside from a pass back. When it gets cut back, you can't be offside. Yeah, Liverpool just a bit naive there. I mean, obviously Man City have looked at that in the week and gone, that's a weakness from their set piece specialist. God, I wish Man United set piece specialist can't even score bloody corners, let alone come up with something a bit out there. Yeah, well, mountain to climb for Liverpool maybe even before this game. Certainly mountain to climb now. Yeah, you can't be offside from a cutback, basically. I don't think it was a foul by Aki either. I think, you know, good turn here by Nunez. Diaz, oh, he's caught behind him. Edison quick off his line. Offside again. Fucking hell, Nunez needs to stay onside. How many times is he going to be offside here? He must be offside in the second phase of play. Yeah, there we go. So Man City leading 1-0 from a set piece. Funny thing is, Man City started off really well, first 10 minutes. Then Liverpool have been in the ascendancy. Man City get a corner and 1-0. Plenty of time to go. I'd rather Liverpool had scored first, though, on the journey for a draw. But Pep's got a lot of respect for Klopp. He might go defensive in the second half. But not yet. Good play by McAllister there. And a lovely ball out to Diaz. He's up against Kyle Walker, who really should be on a yellow card. Diaz has him on toast. But Kyle Walker recovers well. And now Man City are going to break with Alvarez. Van Dijk, brilliant play there. And now Liverpool have it back. The game getting a bit stretched, but Harvey Elliott now, where's he going? Into McAllister, into Diaz. There's not going to run into traffic there. And a free kick. Anthony says, I'd bring on Salah. That'd be way too early, wouldn't it? If you can't start him, he's not going to come on after half an hour. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. I think we've hit 117,000. We're on the road to 118. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Pep will be very happy with that goal. Straight from the training ground. %66% of you said it should have been a yellow card for Kyle Walker, by the way. 34% saying no. Which is baffling that was even 34% of you saying that, to be honest. But it matters not. It wasn't actually a massive moment in the game. Only if Kyle Walker goes and does another yellow card tackle. We'll keep an eye on that. Liverpool looking a lot more comfortable on the ball. But they need to have more of a cutting edge. They've not really created anything. Well, I suppose they've had a couple of offsides. Kyle Walker intercepts that one. Man City can, of course, afford to just play a bit of counter ball now. Szoboszlai into McAllister. I think he's having a good game. Massively. I was talking about him on the podcast this week. I mean, what a signing he's been for Liverpool. A lot of Man United talk in the chat. Trolls talking about Man United. This is not the United stand. We're watching Man City against Liverpool. We're not in the title race. We're shit. Move on and enjoy the title race. I think some people get confused that we just constantly want to talk about United. Absolutely not, thanks. Liverpool should sell Fabio Carvalho to Hull, says Cameron. Didn't think we'd be talking about him, but there you go. He's made the statement. Here's Harvey Elliott. Actually rotates the ball quite nicely there. Diaz has got it. Gomez puts in the cross. Nice little ball. Bradley's got a bit of time. Elliott dinks it. It's a good cross. He probably should be doing better there. Szoboszlai, that's a good chance. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's an open goal, but it's a lovely cross from Elliott. He's running onto it. Oh, come on, you've got to do better. I actually think he's got to score that. He's unmarked, dead centre, plenty of time. No. He needs to score that, says Walshy. Mark, big shout out to all the Irish who voted no in yesterday's referendum, says precise comments. Thank you very much. Lovely ball by Bradley. Here's Szoboszlai again. Szoboszlai. Suppose it depends how fit Salah is when he comes on. Nobby says Salah will skin City when he comes on, but the luxury that City have now is they've got the goal, defend well and counter, which is what Pep won't mind doing at Anfield. There we go. They're away again on the break. Kim says Salah might be too injured to be effective. And that's the concern, isn't it? How injured is he? This is the modern game, though. You know, one thing I would say about United is, with all due respect to some of our players, I don't need to name them, but you look at these players, even the players like Bradley that are coming on for Liverpool, they're certain types of players. You can't just say, well, Klopp's got injuries and, you know, what's Ten Hag's excuse? Klopp's bringing in players that are the right type of players. Like, United are picking... Look, with all due respect, I don't even think Bruno would start for either of these teams, let alone the likes of, you know, Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof. Scott McTominay. Marcus Rashford. I think Mainu could. Mainu's a player that I think Klopp would like. Garnacho, Højlund, yeah. Maybe Delo, but it's the type of players. This is it. Red Army says United stand's been banned from Carrington. Love to see it. Certainly haven't. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind being banned. Be a big story if it was true. Unfortunately for some, it's not. Here we go, Haaland. Into the space. Does well. Good defending. Another corner. Now, Liverpool need to switch on here. Mark, will you be revealing the player who told Rasmus not to do United stand interview? Yes, Ryan. We're talking about it at 7 o'clock tonight. Chat shit, get banged, basically. That's what we're doing at 7 o'clock. Good question here from Car Connoisseur. He says, do you think McAllister is the most underrated signing of the season? Well, we did it on the podcast, and I said, for me, the two that I would say are Rice. The two signings of the season for me are Rice and McAllister. But arguably, you've got to go McAllister because he was cheaper. Sam says Endo's been great for the price. What was the story with Robertson anyway? Why is he only fit enough for the bench? Again, I can understand it when you've got an attacker, but with Robertson, surely he's fit or he's not. Porro signing of the season. I thought Porro got bought in January last year. Here's De Bruyne. Deflected, another corner. Apparently he's not fit. Yeah, Porro wasn't bought in the summer. Strings to City's bow. Corners. They're very good at set pieces as well. Apparently Robertson's not been playing that well either. No Allison, no party, says Jeff. Look, excuses are not something that... I've said this before. I don't know why managers... Well, I do. You'll get Jurgen Klopp coming out if they lose this game and say, look, we can't use injuries as an excuse. And the reason he does that, and the reason Ten Hag does it, and Eddie Howe does it, and Poch does it, is because if they come out and say it's really hard without injuries, then the rest of the players hear it and go, well, he doesn't rate us then. It's about confidence. It's about saying these players that I've got are good enough. That's why managers do it. It's just psychological. But the reality is, no Alisson, no Trent, no Robertson, no Salah, no Konate. They're 5 big players in a game like this. Half your team out. So it is difficult. And Jota. I think Jota was looking absolutely massive for Liverpool before that injury. Samuel Campbell says, much is down to the quality of manager versus player. Hi, says MSK Edits. Thank you very much for your super chat. Liverpool just struggling to get on the ball at the moment, but they will do now. Nunez looked offside to me. Bosley. Elliott. No, I shouldn't have shot from there. Bradley dinks across. Strong defending. Liverpool do look a threat going forward, though. Oh, now look at this. Look how it's going to break for them. And it's Haaland up against Van Dijk. Yeah, gets his shot off. But Van Dijk did well there. You know, he's in a one-on-one with Haaland running at him. I don't care who you are. Nunez offside again. Fucking hell. Stay on side, mate. Yeah, I thought... I thought Van Dijk did really well here, because when you've got Erling Haaland running at you like that, it's tough. Although, on the other... In that situation, I know people will say, well, Haaland got the shot off, but it wasn't a particularly good shot. You'd expect he's got to score an absolute worldie from there, or the keeper's got to make a mistake. And I'm telling you now, in that situation, when you're up against someone like Erling Haaland, who's quick and physical, and he's got the ball running at you like that, he's the favourite. Knock it past you, whatever. He is the favourite in that situation. It's difficult to defend that. And he's dead centre. Five minutes to go to half time. What are your thoughts? He has been offside a lot, Nunez. Alvarez up against Bradley. Bradley's had a good game so far. Alvarez has been quite quiet. Do you think Rasmus could win the Ballon d'Or in the future, says John? And MSK Edit says, I think Man City are going to win this. You can't win the Ballon d'Or if you're not in the right team. As much as that shouldn't be a factor, you can't win the Ballon d'Or unless you're in the right team. You know, I don't think we've ever had a Ballon d'Or winner from, you know, a team outside the top 6 of any league, have we? So probably not even the top 4. I don't know. There's a quiz question for you. Who's the lowest league positioned Ballon d'Or winner in the last 20 years? Johnny Boy, thanks for your super chat. Well done. Endo. Right, this is a decent situation. Sabosley into Diaz. But look at how quick Rodri's across. Oh, just shot wide from Diaz. I thought Rodri'd done a great job here. He put the tackle in, but it just bounced up off him, and Diaz's shot was wide. It's good position, though, to get your shot off. Edison, I think, had it covered. Klopp looks like he's enjoying it. Interesting ball into Diaz there, up against Kyle Walker. He's got Foden with him as well. And he's lost it. Gives up a foul. Look at that from Foden. It makes you want to throw up, doesn't it? There's no real foul there. And you know what he's doing? He's sitting on the floor to Michael Oliver going, how many? How many what? How many charges? 115, mate. What are you talking about, how many? How many what? Mate, it's just a little coming together. How many what? How many fouls has Diaz done? You see, that's what I mean. It's always like in the ref's ear trying to get people booked. Makes you sick. How many what? Diaz hasn't committed any fouls as far as I can remember. They just whinge about everything. It's the pet mentality. Who do you think's got the most comfortable run-in, says Hull? I think Liverpool, but run-in, shmun-in, they can't get beat here. Johnny Boy, thanks for your chat. Super chat. Salah second half. I don't know. You might be putting a lot of pressure on Salah. Match fitness is not going to be there, is it? Well, in Van Dijk intercepts it. Oh, go! He should be getting a shout there, Van Dijk. Alvarez shoots over. Did you see Man United versus Everton yesterday? Says MSK Edits. No, I went to the shops. Oh, stretch. I answered that question like that on purpose because I don't want to talk about Arsenal against Brentford or Man United against Everton. This is the biggest game of the season, and I think we need to be focused on this. tackle there by Szoboszlai. Gomez switching the play. Aki winning the header. And then good play by Alvarez. And Stones. Mark, having a go at Foden while his team employs Bruno, the biggest man-child in the EPL, says Yash. Oh, they're in. Kyle Walker. Oh, he's overhit the cross. Too much pace, otherwise De Bruyne would have had a tap-in. Too much pace. That's Kyle Walker in a sentence, really. Gary Neville speaks like a Man City fan. Well, he probably wants Man City. Well, to be fair, Liverpool are a bigger rival, aren't they, for a Man United fan? So, Szoboszlai might hit that. Probably should have done. Bradley. They've cleared it. 2 minutes. Oh, this is half time already. What a game. What a game. Well, I think a lot of it's now going to come down to how long you think Salah's able to play. Hey, ref, that's a yellow. That's a yellow. He's got to book Rodri for that. Yeah, that's a yellow. But at least he's booked him for that. Bloody hell. If he hadn't have booked him for this, I'd have like, yeah, that's a yellow. It's not dissimilar to what McGinn did today. Should have been a red. What's the difference between that and McGinn's, eh? Nothing. Should have been a red. Szoboszlai may as well hit this. It's right before half-time. Well, it's going to be half-time. He may as well hit it. Put a banner across the screen saying no United chat, says Stephen. Szoboszlai will hit this. And Edison gets behind it. That should be half-time. Ronnie says, stop the hate. Keep up the good work. Thank you for all your help with mental health. Keep the focus right. Thank you very much, Ronnie. Appreciate your super chat. You can do that through the $sign if you want to. That is half-time at Anfield. And let's just get the stats up on the screen. I haven't really been keeping an eye on those, actually. So I'm sure you lot have as they spin around. Sponsored by OneFootball. Download it for free or scan the QR code. I'm going to pause that for you there. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news on OneFootball. Also, in the other Premier League games, it finished 2-2 between West Ham and Burnley, and Brighton beat Forest 1-0. That gets Brighton into 8th place with 42 points. West Ham stay in 7th with 43. Newcastle obviously play tomorrow and can go back up to 7th if they beat Chelsea at Chelsea. Right, well, that's the story of the first half. What were your thoughts? When's EAFC back, says Dixie. Hopefully might be this week, actually. First, look, story of the game. First 10 minutes, Man City were in the ascendancy. Liverpool looked a little bit uncertain. Then I felt that Liverpool started pinging the ball about and it became more of a 50-50 game. City get a corner. It's a corner routine. It's a set piece specialist. You know, that's not open play. That's just set piece, front post, move a player, John Stones, goal, straight from the training ground. And then the game's been pretty much Man City looking to counter, Liverpool looking to equalise, and next goal is key, isn't it? If Man City get the next goal, can Liverpool come back? If Liverpool get the next goal, it's game on. And I think it's been an intriguing game. And when you look at the stats, 53% for Liverpool, there's not going to be many teams in the Premier League that have more possession at half-time than Man City. So Liverpool have done very well there. They both had 7 shots. Liverpool 1 on target, City 4. City have had 4 corners as well. And I think what that shows is that Liverpool have got in and around the box but not really produced the goods, because you get shots on targets and corners from deflections and saves, don't you? So not been as good in the final third, but pass accuracy has been good. I mean, I think McAllister and Endo have grown into the game. I think that look, I can only keep saying no Alisson, no Trent, no Robertson, no Konate, no Jota, no Salah. Liverpool with those players would be better. They don't have them, and I think they're doing a good job without them. Man City have got pretty much their best team out, let's be honest, and they've got the goal. So they're in a very strong position going into this second half. Salah is an option from the bench. How fit is he? It's on a knife edge, this game. It really is. I would love it to be a draw, but I think that Man City on the break, it reminds me a little bit of Bayern Munich last year, actually, where Bayern Munich were really good on the ball, but Man City just capitalised on mistakes. And Man City can almost do that in the second half. They can just soak up the pressure and wait for those opportunities to break. And as long as they get the next goal, then it's probably game over. Which Premier League produces great youngsters in their academy, says George. Which Premier League team, sorry. And Alan, thank you very much for your chat. It was the same as the cup final goal. They got ruled out, says Luke. And 7 o'clock, all about the Rasmus stuff and the bullshit that's on Twitter on United Stand. Anfield's been a bit of a library, says Alexa. There's a lot of 115s in the chat as well. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. But look, Liverpool, we might see in this game is more goals. That's not a Michael Owen comment of the obvious, but it's not in Liverpool's interest to lose 1-0. They've got a good goal difference, and I don't know how good their goal difference actually is. Let's have a quick look. Should be able to get it up. That's what she said. Plus 36, plus 38. So yeah, Liverpool's goal difference isn't terrible. They may as well lose 2 or 2-0 than, you know, keep it tight for the 1-0. They'll go for it, is what I'm trying to say. Because there's no, you know, losing to Man City is just bad for them in the title race, and that's how the table looks at the moment. 65 points, Man City are top. So if it finishes like this, it's ominous, because Man City have got Arsenal at home. Their confidence is good. They win that. And, you know, it's theirs to win again, isn't it? Frederick says Alvarez is trash. So Liverpool are going to have to go for it more and more as the second half goes on. That could be a good thing. Man City, if they go deeper and deeper and just, you know, try and hold on to it, they're going to invite the pressure. That could be good for Liverpool. But if they get the second goal, I don't think they're going to be able to score 2 goals with the players that they've got against this Man City side. So they've always got to be careful of that. Interesting moment when Van Dijk was in a one-on-one with Haaland. There was a few people in the chat saying, well, he's not done that well because Haaland's got a shot off. Trust me, he's done brilliantly well. When you've got Erling Haaland dead centre on the halfway line running at you, you're in big trouble. Because he's got so much space either side of you. He can knock it past you. He can draw you in and just knock it past you. You've got to drop, and I thought Van Dijk did it really, really well. In that situation, I think Haaland is favourite to score a goal. I think he's got so much space in front of him. He's dead centre. He's powerful. He's got the ball. I thought Van Dijk did really well. And yeah, Haaland got a shot off, but from where he shoots, he's got to score a worldie. You know, he's got to score a worldie. So I thought that was really good from Van Dijk, who's had a good game. I think Bradley at right back has been really, really good. Gomez has grown into the game against Foden. Midfield, it's swung. It has swung. De Bruyne has been in the game a lot. Bernardo Silva has had a good half. Rodri's been really good. But on the other hand, I think Endo and McAllister grew into the game and have done very well, and Szoboszlai came more and more into it. So the midfield battle's really interesting, and they're up against the best midfield in the world. The balance of Rodri, De Bruyne, and Silva is just incredible. Núñez needs to stay on side more. Diaz against Walker's been interesting, and I think Harvey Elliott's done quite a good job against Aki. It just all depends on when Salah comes on and how fit Salah is, because there'll be a lot of Liverpool fans saying Salah's going to be really important in this game, but he's only going to be important if he's fit, and if he's not at it, then only Klopp knows that. I think Ando's been our best player this half, says Jaden. Aki was blocking McAllister from getting the ball in an offside position, even more blatant than the League Cup final Man City goal. Should not have stood, says Diet Water. Well, look, unless the rules have changed or I don't understand the rules, you know the rules, big up the rules, you can't be offside from a cutback. So it can't be offside. Like, the corner is basically a cutback. It cuts back, so you can't be offside. Is he blocking McAllister off? No more so than you see in every corner. I mean, look, goalkeepers aren't getting fouls when they're being purposely obstructed. You're never going to get that. So yeah, it's a legitimate goal. It's from the training ground, and it's one of those. Liverpool scored one against Barcelona that gets replayed all the time, and it was a great goal. Yeah, I think that it's a goal. It's a frustrating goal to concede. When you score a goal like that, it's brilliant. So yeah, it's a goal. I think the outswinging corner went out before curving in, says Rahul. Is Gakpo not fit? I think his brilliance can help Liverpool, says Blake. He's on the bench, mate. And they usually say you can't screen the player, but Aki more physical. He wasn't moving him, says DK. There is no chance that's a foul for the goal. Genuinely believe if that got ruled out, there would be murder. People are only saying stuff because it's Man City, says Jack. Well, look, the referee, to be fair, it's a good point. Has the referee had any impact on this game? No. And long may that continue, because we definitely do not want that. He should have booked Kyle Walker, but realistically, it's not really had a big impact that he hasn't. And he did book Rodri quite rightly at the end of the first half. So, and that's interesting, because who, as a Liverpool fan, who would you rather have booked, Walker or Rodri? Well, Rodri puts a lot of tackles in. Like, Rodri probably makes more tackles than anybody. So the fact that he's on a yellow card could blunt City a little bit in the second half in relation to their defensive output, because he is an absolute beast. Absolute beast. In fact, I was just going to have a look at some stats at half time. Let's have a look at what would we look at? Not touches. Tackles. No, to be fair, Rodri's not on that many, really. A lot more for McAllister and Endo. But yeah, he is the main guy for that, so he's got to be a little bit careful now. Not that we ever see a bloody Man City player get red carded very often, do we? When will Højlund come back from injury, says MSK? I think he's looking to come back for Liverpool. I think the Everton game was penciled in, but wasn't quite. So Liverpool 100%, unless there's anything that happens in training this week. Esp says that Rodri hasn't even been that good this half. Mate, he's so important to them. Like, he's so important to them. And, well, we see it, don't we? When Man City don't have Rodri, that's when they tend to drop points, isn't it? So, but second half's going to be incoming any minute. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We are only 50 away from 118,000. Get involved with That's Football. We're doing Chelsea versus Newcastle tomorrow night as well. Looking forward to that. What have we got going on this week, actually, football-wise? I do get lost. Oh, it's Arsenal-Porto, isn't it? They're playing on Tuesday night. So we've got 2 nights of football. Arsenal-Porto. Wednesday night is Madrid-Inter. Bournemouth-Luton. Oh, what a night. And then Thursday night football. Oh, with this football, you're spoiling us. No, might not do those. But certainly going to do next 2 nights, Chelsea-Newcastle and Arsenal against Porto. Nunez hasn't played that well. No, I think... but they've got no other option. They don't have Jota. You could put Gakpo there. But Nunez is one of those... I like Nunez. I liked him at Benfica. I'd have loved him to sign for Manchester United. He's a bit like Ollie Watkins. He's having a bad day. But... you know, Liverpool aren't in a position where you take him off, because if you take him off, what do you bring on? He keeps getting caught offside, and he's obviously not having a great half, but he's that sort of player that he just needs a chance. He's a chance magnet, isn't he? Start, bench, sell. Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne or Rodri, says Sammy. Well, I'd sell De Bruyne because of his age. Ageist. That's your ageist for you. I would bench Haaland and I would start Rodri. If Kevin De Bruyne was 27, I'd sell Haaland, bench Rodri and start De Bruyne. I mean, you're talking about their 3 best players, aren't you? Right, we're ready for the second half here. Fasten your seatbelts. Which way do you think it's going to go? De Zerbi was very happy with that win against Forest, wasn't he? I don't know what that was all about. Checking out later. Don't forget the podcast, by the way, Goldbridge Saves Football. I've got to give away these boots this week. I'll show you what they are. Got to give them away. I'm never going to wear them, and they've never been worn. So we're giving these away on the Goldbridge Saves Football podcast this week. Now, I said to Will, shall I sign them here? Because I've got a Rasmus boot signed, and he signed it there. But he said that would just devalue it. I mean, they go perfectly with the That's Football set. In some sense, getting rid of them is a bit sad. But we're giving them away on the podcast this week. Goldbridge Saves Football, out on Tuesday morning on iTunes and Spotify. In fact, we upload it on here as well. Not straight away, but we do upload it. They're nice. I never even thought... I never even knew they did them in this colour. But, yeah. I've got so many pairs of boots now. Sign them, says JC. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll let the winner know. And if they want them signing, we will obviously send a referral to their doctor, but sign them. They've never been worn. They've never been worn. I mean, again, that's optional. If you want me to go and score a few bangers in the back garden, I can depreciate the value for you. They're light blue, yeah, City colours. It's given away or bin. Can you win if you're not in the UK? Yes. Oh, Arvin, yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think they're a size... They'll be a size 9. I think they're a size 9. I think they're a size 9. They're very tight on me. But I've never worn them. I've still got my pink boots. Yeah. I should give them away, shouldn't I? I'd never wear them either. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. 25,000 legends, absolute legends. Here they come for the second half. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for all the super chats as well. Chelsea, Newcastle tomorrow night. Players are coming out in the tunnel here. Big half of football for Jurgen Klopp. Referee's about to start it. My inclination is that City will get the second goal on the break. I hate to be a party pooper, but I can jinx as well. So, you know, sort of play both ways there. I'll be either right or I've jinxed it. But, yeah. It's just It's the juggernaut, been there before, got the T-shirt of Man City. You know, there's a reason experienced people keep winning things, because they're used to it. They know the twists and turns. They know the percentages. They know what they're doing. And that's just the way I think it will go. I think the podcast is on Amazon. Phil Jones, Pink Boots, thanks for your super chat. Ooh. Salah is warming up. Pink Boots from Phil Jones, says Nicholas. Good play by Gomez there. Oh, you got to win that. McAllister does well. Szoboszlai's a bit weak in the tackle. Good double tackle there. Not a foul. Look at Foden again. Ah, how many times? 115. I'd love Michael Oliver to say that. How many times? 115. Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Ederson's chopped him in half. I mean, if you thought it was a penalty last week against Garnacho, that's a stone waller. Ederson has given a penalty up. It's a massive moment. It's a yellow card. It's reckless. It can't be a red because it's double jeopardy. It can't be a red because it's double jeopardy. But there's no genuine attempt to get the ball either. I don't think he can get a red card for that because it's classed as double jeopardy. So I think Michael Oliver's got that right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Why do we call McTominay Scooby-Doo? He's Scottish. Scooby-Doo in a Scottish accent. It's not that deep. I think Van Dijk is querying the red. What's double jeopardy? Double jeopardy is if there's a genuine attempt to get the ball, you can't give him a red card and a penalty. So, yeah. Yeah. If that was outside the box, it's a red because you're depriving a goal-scoring opportunity. But in the box, I'm pretty sure, as long as there's a genuine attempt to get the ball, you can't get a red card as well. And he has made a genuine attempt to get the ball there. He's gone to swing and kick it. Could have been killed. Yeah, okay. Forget double jeopardy because some people don't know what it is. If you're in the penalty box and you're a defender or a goalkeeper and you foul somebody but you genuinely attempt to get the ball, it doesn't matter whether you're last man, it will be a yellow card and a penalty. So you think yesterday, if the foul on Tarkowski, if Tarkowski is up against Garnacho and he's the last man and there's no goalkeeper in the goal, it's still a yellow card and a red, not a red because you get a penalty. Chris says he was nowhere near the ball. Well, if you're reckless and out of control, then you could get a red, but that's the only way you could get a red. Penalty's been given, yeah. Big moments. Big moments. He's got to score this. I mean, can you imagine all the Arsenal fans wanting this to go in? He's got to score this. Got to score it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. McAllister's taken it. He's had a big season for Liverpool. Here he goes. And he scores it. Ederson goes the right way, but he scores the penalty. It's 1-1. It's a big moment for Liverpool. And I tell you what, that's a big moment in the title race because they're back level. And if Man City at 1-0 get the second one, I think that's game over. So 1-1, the game goes on. We've got a game going on in the second half, and it's a good penalty as well. And if you are looking at penalties, this is an example of how you score a penalty and the keeper goes the right way. Height. Ben Foster's told me this before. If they get height on it and they put it in the corner, it's very difficult to save. Alexis McAllister, whatever you want to call him. But doesn't mean Man City are out of it. Doesn't mean Man City are out of it. And to be fair, referee, apart from the Kyle Walker one, no controversy so far. I've jinxed it. Liverpool tend to start second halves well, though, don't they? I've noticed that a lot in recent weeks. They seem to really respond to the Klopp half-time talk. Trust me, United, we're normally shit in the second half. Are you tender after being cooked on Twitter, says Glenn. I don't actually spend a lot of time on Twitter, so you've got to be in the oven to be cooked. I tweet and get out. I don't read. About your opinion on Twitter about McGinn challenge on Udogie, you would have probably ended up in rehab centre if I kicked you like that, says Horace. McGinn got sent off earlier for the same reckless tackle, so why isn't that a red card? Inconsistency again, says Fennick. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we've explained it well. If you're in the box, there is a rule that you don't get sent off and a penalty if you've genuinely tried to get the ball. And they've obviously interpreted that he's genuinely tried to get the ball. Double jeopardy. Atmosphere is fire now, says Wade Cheese. Mark, looks like another classic game of massive 5-minute intervals, says Chaz. Either or, McAllister or Bernardo Silva, says Diet Water. I'll do it for you. Get the poll going. They're both sort of playing the same role, to be fair, today. Nearly 30,000 watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Oh, Edison might be coming off here. The crowd is getting up for it. I wouldn't count City out of this anyway. It only takes a minute. It only takes a moment. It was a mistake by Nathan Ake, wasn't it? Edison's injured himself on the penalty. I'm sure I've seen this before. I'm getting deja vu. Has he not injured himself giving up a penalty before? I'm sure he's done it before. It was a good penalty by McAllister. There's no doubt about that. We're so close to 30,000 concurrent viewers, by the way. Make sure you share the video. One kiss is all it takes, says Donald. I'll take this now. Arsenal fans will take this now. That table needs updating because it's stuck on a pause. So Edison is coming off here. When that goes round again, it'll be right. In fact, it might be right now. There you go, Arsenal fans. Stop the clock. That's exactly what you want, a draw. That's the best case scenario for you today, and you will be top. But Edison is off. Both teams do not have their best goalkeeper on. That Ortega looks like he's Colin from accounts. I don't know whether it's because he just doesn't look like a goalkeeper or it's just because I'm so used to seeing Edison play for Man City, but it looks like Colin from accounts. Doesn't look like a goalkeeper, does he? He plays every now and again, doesn't he? I think they play him in the cup competitions domestically, but Kyle Walker making a mistake. Oh, Szoboszlai's pass there was not where it needed to be. Hey, oh, he's gone and done him there, Silva. He's gone and done McAllister there. He's got no intention. He's gone and done him. Should get a booking. Oh, come on. Book him. Nah, bottled it, Oliver. He's bottled it. I don't think McAllister's was bad. To be honest, 50-50 probably. Bernardo Silva is a bit of a shithouse though. You know, people think he's this, technical footballer, which he is, but he also gives up a lot of fouls. Oh God, what are they doing here? This could be a stupid mistake. Van Dijk's there to the rescue. Alvarez with a shit cross, but they're on the attack here still. De Bruyne, Foden. Great save, Kelleher. Bloody hell. Mistakes all over the place at the moment. Big chance for Foden. Keep jinxing it, Mark. Greetings from Germany, says Ree. I tell you, don't write City off. They've got the quality. And oh, God. Liverpool fans will be hearts in their mouths here because City are having a good moment. Remember, Rodri's on a yellow card. Edison's off. It's starting to not equal itself out because Man City have still got a lot of their best players on the pitch, but Liverpool are at home as well. Are the balances starting to tip here? Salah could still come on as well. Here's Diaz. Oh, what was that? That would have been horrific from Bernardo Silva. Diaz. Oh, he's gonna book Bernardo Silva for that. Surely. Look at that. That would have been a red for Bernardo Silva. If he connects with him there, that should have been a red. That's worse than what John McGinn did. Yeah, I tell you what, Silva's very lucky there. If he connects, that's a red. I don't know whether they'll show the replay, but he's slide tackling, trying to take his legs. Here comes Salah and Robertson. City are getting rattled here. This is exactly what needs to happen, though. I mean, look, I'm not saying Man City won't go and win it, but we spoke about this before the game. You've got to get at City. Let them lose their discipline. They're not, they are a team that gets away with a hell of a lot because they're so good. And if you rattle them, they'll start to be petulant. They just don't get rattled a lot. There's not many teams that actually get at them possession-wise. Ortega's done well there with his pass. Szoboszlai, he's going to hit it. Oh, it's a corner, surely. No. I don't think we're going to get a draw. I don't think we're going to get a draw here. Although that was a great save by Kelleher from... here we go. Gomez is Gomez coming off for Robertson? Or so Bosley's coming off for Salah, which means Harvey Elliott will go number 10. And Bradley's going to come off. He's had a good game, Bradley. I think he's a bit unlucky to come off. Gomez goes to right back. Robertson goes to left back. Kunal says, what you're talking about, Goldbridge, is it's when the bully gets bullied. Yeah, in a sense, you're right. You know, not many teams take the ball off Man City possession-wise. And then Man City have to get a bit desperate in their tackle, and they can be quite petulant. 2 of their midfielders are on yellow cards here. But they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous. Robertson. How fit's Mo Salah? We're about to find out. Gets his, no, doesn't get his first touch. Kwanzaa doesn't pass it to him. Anthony says there's going to be a red card. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Keep jinxing it. Oh, we'd read that one, haven't we? Thanks, Ree. It's not, but to be fair, it's not the end of the world for City, because countering with someone like Erling Haaland, you could say that that's the perfect game for him. Oh, look at this. Caught on the ball, Joe Gomez. Here's Salah. What a ball. Diaz through one-on-one. Wide. Wide. What a chance. Salah's pass. Diaz should have scored. Walker couldn't get back. Look at Walker again. Shit positioning again. Pace can't get him out. This is what I talk about. Kyle Walker's the best right back in Premier League history. His positional sense a joke. That goes in, and you're looking at Kyle Walker again. It's a big miss that. You've got to score that. You've got to score that. But the momentum's with Liverpool at the moment. The game has just turned 360 since the penalty. Well, since half time. What a pass by Salah, says Stian. You can't miss those, says Phoenix. Well, it could come back and haunt them, couldn't it? Here we go again. Nunez. Kyle Walker's back. Bloody hell. He was onside again. I thought he was going to be offside there. Diaz, why has he not scored? Oh, he's miles on. Why has he not hit that first time? What a chance. Well, Kyle Walker does well. He recovers well. But my first question is, why is he not marking him properly? Mark, on paper, do you feel Man United have a better team on paper than Liverpool? No. I forgot we were playing Liverpool next week. Fucking hell. EA Moss, thanks. Who would you rather have at United, Rice or Rodri? Rodri, Crypto. Loving the podcast since day one, says Ricardo. Knocking on the door, says Hull. Thanks for the support on the podcast, by the way. Love that. Ultras. Well, Diaz has just had 2 massive chances. He's got to score those. And Liverpool could come to rue them, but they do seem to be in the ascendancy at the moment. Draw, please, says Ty. Salah shoots wide as well. Bloody hell. Chance after chance at the moment. Liverpool since half-time have just been absolutely rampant. Another corner. Gakpo in, Diaz out. Well, the thing is, do you take Diaz off just because he's missing chances? I almost look at it and go, he's getting into spaces. He's getting the better of Kyle Walker. Colin from accounts, good save that. If you know, you know. Good, it's good series that. Another corner for Liverpool. Headed away. Vibin says City look lost. You know what I think it is? I think the penalty right at the start of the half has lost them a bit, and I think Rodri on a yellow card's a problem, and Bernardo Silva on a yellow card's a problem because they can't be as aggressive as they probably would normally be. How is nobody talking about Endo putting Kevin De Bruyne in his pocket, says Vita? Because there's still half an hour to go, mate. And you start saying stuff like that and Kevin De Bruyne changes games. Another crap cross by Walker, the best right back in the league. Premier League. Kovacic is coming on. Yeah, I think he's got to make that sub. As I said, Silva and Rodri just aren't putting tackles in. I think Doku's warming up as well. Nice ball into Diaz again. Walker's out of position again. He does this a lot, Walker. He just doesn't... he leaves the player because he trusts his pace. But it ends up with the player getting the ball and then, all right, he comes across. But he should be a lot tighter to players. Lots of people wanting the draw. I think it's... Look, could end in a draw, but the way the game's going, I think we're going to get another goal at least. Look at the stats. Pretty equal across the whole game. Second half stats would be very different. Robertson whips a cross in. Oh, bloody hell, nearly dropped in. Jack, I'll give you the shout on this. He says, get on the bet. Kovacic red card inbound. Well, he should have had... Well, it's Michael Oliver again, isn't it? Wasn't it the Emirates? Alvarez coming off for Doku. De Bruyne. So he's keeping on Bernardo Silva and Rodri. I think that potentially makes Liverpool, Man City more defensive. I want a draw, mate. I want a draw. Be great for the title, a draw. Basically, if I can't have a draw, I'd probably say a Liverpool win because Man City, I just think they're still favourites, whatever the result today. Because they've got the know-how, haven't they? I think De Bruyne off's an interesting one. I mean, you never know. It could work, but... Is he not just putting more combative players in his midfield to try and get hold of the midfield that he's losing? Although Kovacic has done well to get it to Doku, who reminds me so much of Alan St. Maximum. You just don't know what you're going to get. 31,000 watching. Bloody hell. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Remember, we're doing Chelsea Newcastle tomorrow. Arsenal Porto on Tuesday. De Bruyne pissed off with be coming off, but he's probably exhausted like Johnny says. Louise says, I think Pep might be quite happy with the draw. Well, yeah, it keeps everything nice and tight, doesn't it? Bad kick by Ortega. Salah's in on the right-hand side, but Nathan Ake does well. Wins the throw-in. Would you take Rodri for Bruno, says Scott? I mean, look, I love Bruno, but at the end of the day, you're talking about the best holding midfielder in the game. Why would you not take that player? Oh, what a save by Ortega that was. Brilliant cross by Robertson. Looks like it's a tap-in for Nunez, and Ortega gets his body in the way. Again, you'd say that's a goal-scoring opportunity that Liverpool need to take, but give the goalkeeper his credit. He ain't Edison. Oh, here's Man City on the break with Haaland. And Doku. Man City have not had a lot of attacks in this game. Would you take City winning the Champions League or Liverpool winning Europa for Man United to qualify for Champions League next season? Says JJJ. I dread both scenarios. Why is winning the Europa League such a bad situation for Liverpool? I'd rather they won that than the league. If Rodri or Bernardo Silva gets a second yellow, they also miss the Arsenal game. Could be very risky, says Bart. Yes, because they'd miss. Yeah, they'd miss. No, well, no, they'd miss the cup game surely. It's a big save by Ortega. That. No, I don't think they'd miss the Arsenal game. They'd miss the cup game, wouldn't they? I'm sure there's some stupid system that suspensions in the Premier League do count. You can serve them in the cup. Salah loses it. And Ake, well, this will be a worry because this is coming down Salah's side. Bloody hell. Kelleher punches it onto Foden and the ball hits the bar. Thanks, Punch Paints. Says, I love that's football. So the cross comes in from Ake towards Foden. Kelleher does it right, punches it, but it hits Foden in the face and then hits the bar. That would have been a handball by Foden, to be honest. Well, would it be a handball? Is it a handball up that high? I don't know. Just shows you Man City could literally counter and scam this game. They've not been in the game second half. Referee! Referee! Carl Walker's wild there. He's not going to do anything about it. Fucking hell, ref. He's literally injured Salah. Oh, this referee's... He must be bloody... Carl Walker must be his mate. I'd love to see that again, because that to me looked absolutely the epitome of out of control, reckless and endangering a player. I need to see it again. Is this why Klopp is the best manager in the world? He can dominate games versus the best teams with a lesser and weaker team, says Per. It's not over yet, mate. Man City are having a good bit of possession here. I don't think the cameras are even going to show a replay of that tackle on Salah. He's talking to the referee. Let's have a look at it. Here it is. Flick on. Look at that. Studs up. Followed through. Gakpo coming on for Nunez. Oh, here we go again. Ball first, mate. If you're gonna type, understand the game that you're typing about. Ball first doesn't matter. This was established about 20 years ago. Ball first doesn't matter. Winning the ball does not matter. In the last 20 years, it doesn't. That's like saying I can go two-footed off the ground, but if I get the ball, it's fine. That's not what it's all about. It's about the type of tackle, the reckless nature of it. And that should have been at least a foul for Liverpool. I think City are starting to come back into this in the last few minutes. Are Liverpool starting to run out of steam? Kyle Walker. Bad pass. McAllister, little dink over the top. Gakpo, Ortega's there. Oh, does well. I'll tell you what, Ortega's done well. I can't knock it. He's done well. Should have been a second yellow on Walker, that, says Connor. Well, he's not even had a yellow. Which is a great point. He's made 2 yellow card tackles and he's not had a yellow. Although, good comment about Diaz. He has missed big chances. I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed with Ortega. I think he's come on and he's not put a foot wrong for Man City. In fact, he's made a couple of big saves as well. Such a difficult game to come on in. Distribution's been really good. And this has actually sparked an attack. And Man City have got an overload here on the left-hand side. Kovacic gives it into Doku. This is the sort of situation he loves. And he wastes it. Doku. Rio Ferdinand said, I'd rather watch Doku than Saka. Yeah. It's like saying I'd rather have beans on toast than a prime steak and chips. It's Gomez down the right-hand side. Oh, he's gone for a corner there. He's ended up giving a goal kick. Kevin De Bruyne and Pep having a bit of a conversation. Diaz got it. Into McAllister. He's had a good game. Gomez. Oh, what a save by Ortega again. Gets it out of the area as well. I thought for a moment that save was going to end up with a tap-in. It wasn't Joe Gomez, it was Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa hits the shot. And look at how Ortega does really well here to get it away from danger. He's probably, to be honest, he's fast becoming Man City's man of the match. You very rarely... You very rarely get a goalkeeper come on and have a game like that. But hold on, here's Man City on the break. Now's the time to score if you want to win it. Doku headed away. Now it's Diaz. The game is starting to get stretched. Diaz away from Rodri. He can't make the tackle. And away from Kyle Walker. And he's still going, Diaz. And he's still going, Diaz. And he wins a corner. He'll be knackered after that run. Look at Rodri here. He just can't make the tackle. He's on a yellow card. He tried to. And Diaz fights and wins a corner. I mean, he's rinsed Kyle Walker today, hasn't he? He just hasn't put the ball in the back of the net. Connor says it should have been a second. Yeah, I've done that one. Thanks very much for your super chats. Free kick here for, not corner kick for Roberts, for Liverpool with Robertson. 10 minutes to go. Not a great corner. And over the bar from Van Dijk. Grealish is injured, Will. Is there a sting in the tail of this game, or are we going to get the draw many of us actually wanted? I just feel there's a sting in the tail. One little mistake now could be so costly. Captain Red says, I've just tuned in. How's Haaland been? Scraps, really. He had that chance where he ended up running one-on-one with Van Dijk. But look, I've said this before about Erling Haaland. Hold on a minute. Gomez. Diaz is going to get there, but he's not. He's very wide. Robertson whips across in. There's nobody in the box for Liverpool, so Gomez. Yeah, I've said it before about Erling Haaland. If he was at Manchester United, he's a service striker. He's not a creative striker. He's not a dribbling striker. He's a service striker, and you know it's great when you get loads and loads of chances. But in a game like this, he's nullified, isn't he? Kyle Walker was down injured here from this. And I think McAllister was trying to say there was a bit of a foul by him on Rodri. No, that's not the one I want to look at. Kyle Walker's down now. Why are Liverpool missing so many chances? I mean, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. How many chances have they actually had in the second half? 5 on target to 6, 16 to 9. Yeah, they've just not... They've had more chances, but they've not had as many on target. So a bit wasteful. God, Man United have got Liverpool next week. Doku's definitely not Pep playing player, says the wheelbarrow. It's year one with Doku, though, isn't it? It can take Pep a little bit of time to get a player on going. How many extra minutes do you think there'll be? 8. Penalty. Injury to Edison. Subs. Diaz does well here. I thought he was going to give a foul, actually. Kwanzaa's played well, yeah. I just... look at that league table for Arsenal. It's looking good, but you scored late yesterday. You know what happens? I think Walker's been rinsed today. Rinsed. How long will be added on? 9 or 10 minutes or until City scores, says Mark. Time for a stretch. Oh, Kyle Walker's still got his pace, but I just think his positional sense is really off this season. I mean, you think about that Newcastle game with Anthony Gordon, and it's happened again today. Thank you very much for your chat, super chat. Long ball over the top, 86. Druv sense it looks like a draw. Nah, I don't think it looks like a draw. I think at any moment you just feel that there might be another big chance. Low-key Harvey Elliott, man of the match, is Ronan. Well, he's certainly not looked out of place, has he? Is that a good... You're right. Good call. Close the poll, Mark. McAllister beat Silva 54%. I mean, that just shows you how good a season Alexis McAllister is having when he's beating Bernardo Silva in a poll. Doku is a rich man's Gervinho. I remember Gervinho and his hairline. Pratamish. It's Pratamish, thank you. Play on, says the ref. Keller goes long. Tile says Liverpool will win. I don't know. Could go either way, this. I think it'd be a horrible one for Man City to win because it just, you know, it would just give them so much confidence again, and they don't need it. Like, they're already the best team. They don't need that sort of. Lovely play by Haaland here. Now Gomez is on his own against Doku. They've got to sprint across and help. He's hit the post. Oh my God. That's what I mean. He's done brilliantly well there, Doku. Haaland's ball out to him is absolutely fantastic. And he's got Gomez on his own. Gets the shot, hits the foot of the post. Here's Salah. Ortega does his job again. Bloody hell. Constantine says Man City have got a goal left in him. Well, they nearly showed it there. Another foul. Post's a great keeper, says Steve Plays. Mr. Galactic says Haaland took it personally. Yeah, look, it's a great pass by Haaland, but that's not, you know, what I mean is he's not Harry Kane. He can't drop and get involved. He can create, but in the sense that if the ball goes to him, he can find a pass. But he's not like Harry Kane. He doesn't go if nothing's happening, he can't drop deep and get involved, can he? He's not that sort of a striker. Kovacic into Doku. McAllister's there again. I mean, McAllister's been fantastic as well. Foul. We're about to hit 90 minutes. I'm going to say at least 8. At least 8 here. I almost jinxed Doku there, says Pratamish. You did. You did. It would have been your fault. 8 minutes. There you go. Kelleher, man of the match, says Harshit. I mean, a draw's a great result, but, oh, you can't be sloppy at the back like that. But then it's sloppy by Man City. Arsenal, you know it anyway. You're going to have to go to the Etihad and get a result. Ortega looking better than Edison, says Josh. He's done really well. You know, I don't like City, but I'm not going to lie about good performances, and he's been really good. Another corner here. I think, to be fair to City, I think defensively, you know, John Stones had a good game, got a goal as well. Ortega's done well. Haaland's had it hard. Foden hasn't been in the game much either. I mean, they're quality players, but if they're not, if you can't get the ball into them, it's been a quiet game. Another corner for Liverpool. There are a lot of corners second half. Just show that. I think corners are always a good gauge of how much you're attacking, really. Although the quality of corner hasn't been that great. Here's Salah. And again, it's a bad ball. Joe Gomez whips it out to Robertson. Harvey Elliott into Kwanzaa. He's got to whip that in. You've got to whip that in. You've got people in the box. Should have whipped that in. McAllister to Harvey Elliott. He puts the cross in. And now, oh, City could have had a break there. Robertson. Bernardo Silva. Great tackle, Van Dijk. Two and a half minutes gone. It has been raining as well. I mean, that's something I've noticed, but probably not mentioned. It has been raining out there as well, which is, as we've anyone who's played the game, I've played the game, and I'm telling you now, the rain has a factor. Pitches don't churn up anymore, though, do they? Because they're not grass. There's no mud underneath them to churn up. I think Joe Gomez has played well as well. Salah was offside. He was offside, yeah. Yeah, he's miles off. Miles off. Mark, did you follow Man United when they were relegated? You cheeky bastard, Constantine. They were relegated in the bloody early 70s. $35,000 watching. Please do subscribe. Absolutely incredible. It's been a long afternoon, but we've got about 5 minutes left of this. Is this the highest you've ever had on That's Football? No, we had 120,000 once for Brighton against Stoke. No, it was one of the Euros games. England. It was probably England-Germany, actually. Actually, it might have been. Actually, it probably was. It was probably the final penalties, wasn't it? Hey, United. Look, United stands big, but that's football community. I love it. It's different. Here's Doku again. Look at that run by Doku. Foden with the flick. That could have been it. 94 minutes. Whoever gets it now, it would be over. Gomez into Salah. Oh, it's a terrible ball by Salah. He gives Silva the ball. No, Van Dijk's there. You don't want to be that Vieira moment. Gives Giggsy the ball. And Arsenal won for call. George says it's been raining. Have you become Thai? No, I'm just saying football's not as easy to play when it's been raining all game. I mean, footballers are used to it, but I don't think it's obvious when you're watching it on the camera that it's necessarily raining. Yeah, Salah doesn't look match fit. This is the thing. People go get Salah on, but he doesn't look anywhere near match fit, which is probably why Klopp wants to take his time with him. Match fitness is... You know, look at Maddison. It's taken him his time to get it back. Still 2.5 minutes to go. Arsenal, you're very close to getting the result you want. It's so hard to watch a game of football wanting a draw, isn't it? Oh! Yeah. Oh, I tell you what. Salah goes down. He's not going to give the penalty. They're all pushing and shoving a little bit as well. I don't think it didn't look like a penalty to me. Didn't look like a penalty to me. I think Liverpool should have got a shot off. Yeah, it doesn't look like a penalty to me. Let's have a look. Here we go. If the referee on the pitch gives it, probably is a penalty, but it's soft. But there's no way VAR is going to review it. I say I've certainly seen them given, but they definitely fall into the soft category. Only a minute left. How many times have we seen moments this season? Haaland and Gomez having a bit of a push and a shove as well. Tempers are fraying here. And Liverpool will have an attack. Harvey Elliott. Another corner. 30 seconds to go. Robertson's going to come and take it. They've all been pretty bad corners from Liverpool this half, to be fair. Man City very, very good in the air as well. Arsenal would be top of the league tonight if it stays like this. Corner comes in. Doesn't look that good. Oh! Oh! Ref! Ref! What about that? Don't you like, ref? His foot's really high. What about this? Don't you like? I don't know why he's not. I don't know why he's that. I'm not. I need to look at it again, but I don't understand why he doesn't stop the play. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's a penalty, that. That's a stonewall penalty. That is a stonewall penalty. Look at his foot. Disgrace if they don't give it. Absolute disgrace. And they haven't given it. They haven't given it. I can't believe it. They've not given it. His foot's up and his studs are showing. That's a foul anywhere else on the pitch. I'm gonna have to watch this back again. I don't want to get clipped on this. Let me have a look. That angle's a bit inconclusive. Let me have a look. This is the one. Let me have a look. Here we go. That's the one I want to see. Nah, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Look at how high his foot are. Look at how high his foot is. Look at what his studs do. Anywhere on the pitch, anywhere else on the pitch, that's a yellow card and it's a penalty. That's a penalty. I'm sorry, that's a pen. I don't care whether you're wearing a Man City shirt, a Liverpool shirt. Penalty. Absolute penalty. 100%. 100%. Anyway, look, I'm going to do a match reaction. Legends for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe. That is a penalty for me at the end of the game. I don't care who you support. His foot is high. It studs. Anywhere else on the pitch, that's a penalty. Dodgy, dodgy, dodgy. And same old story, I'm afraid. I'll go and do a match reaction. Speak to you all in a bit. And don't forget to tune into the United Stand at 7 o'clock. All this trending on Twitter bollocks, all this lies about interviews and United players trying to stop interviews with the United Stand. We'll address all that as well. Big night. Speak to you in a bit.